Is this the face of Anne Boleyn? This sketch by Hans Holbein the Younger has long been associated with Anne, and yet it divides opinion among historians. It shows a woman looking to the sinister, wearing a bonnet and frontlet, with a simple goldwork chain about her neck. Holbein has included small areas to show the ornamentation of her apparel, with a small cluster of pearls at her bodice, details of blackwork pattern on her chemise, and a cluster of small pearls on her bonnet. The frontlet is a yellow hue, perhaps gold, and more gold can be found at the shoulders of the sitter's gown, and several of the beads on her gown and necklace have been coloured gold too. But is this Anne Boleyn? The sketch bears this inscription which tells us the sitter is Anne Boleyn, executed on the 19th of May 1536. However, this inscription was added in the 17th century. It is clearly 17th century script, and the author of this inscription is unknown to us. It was likely this sketch that Holler engraved in 1649, labelling it again as Anne, though there are significant differences between Holler's engraving and the sketch which need exploring. Unlike the Windsor sketch, which was identified as Anne by Sir John Cheek, who knew Anne Boleyn, we do not have the confidence of attribution here with the British Museum sketch. Since we do not know who labelled this sketch, and since it's written in a 17th century hand, the likelihood of them knowing Anne would be slim. Can we be sure it is her? There are some synergies between the Windsor sketch and the British Museum sketch, but since they are taken from different sides of the face, and since our faces are rarely symmetrical, comparing them by flopping one is highly problematic. Some historians have argued it cannot be Anne because the sketch shows blue eyes, when Anne's were known to be dark. However, upon close inspection, there is no blue pigment in the iris, nor has any blue medium been noted by the British Museum curators on their description of the materials used by Holbein. Indeed, Holbein often created the form of his sitter's eyes in the sketch, and only realised the colour in the final portrait, as can be seen with this preparatory drawing of Lady Audley, where the eyes appear dark, versus the final miniature, where Holbein has painted them a vivid blue. One popular theory is that the younger-looking British Museum sketch was taken during Holbein's first visit to England, between 1526 and 1528, when Anne said yes to Henry. And in this theory, the Windsor sketch, which we can be sure is Anne, was taken during Holbein's second sojourn, from 1532. There is a problem with this theory, however, and that is they were both created on pink primed paper, which Holbein exclusively used from 1532 and not before. Therefore, if both sketches are of the same woman, they have to have been created at most 3 years apart, as opposed to 8. Is it possible that Anne's face changed this much in such a short period of time? Many paintings have been created from this portrait across the centuries, including the 18th century Petworth portrait, the 18th century Hever portrait, and this 19th century portrait held in a private collection. It has inspired many variants too, from miniatures to multimedia compositions. You can find out more about this portrait and my conclusions as to whether it is Anne, as well as lectures on the portraits of the 5 other queens of Henry VIII during my forthcoming event, 6 Queens in Art. Check out the link in my bio for more information.